Welcome everyone to today's meeting. It's now past 6 o'clock. I'd like to call this meeting to order.
Notice of a public meeting of the City Commission of the City of Brownsville. Pursuant to Chapter 551, Title 5 of the Texas Government Code and the Texas Open Meetings Act, notice is hereby given that the City Commission of the City of Brownsville, Texas, in accordance with Article 5, Section 12 of the Charter of said city, will convene a regular meeting on Tuesday, June the 17th, 2014, at 6 p.m. in the Commission Chambers on the second floor of Brownsville City Hall, located at 1001 East Elizabeth Street, Brownsville, Cameron County, Texas. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
We will have Pastor John Phillips do the invocation.
Before I pray, can I say thank you? I know you don't get that a lot. And we appreciate your servant attitude and appreciate Charlie and all the rest of y'all here in the city. It's obvious with our town getting this honor we're getting. It's because of a lot of the hard work that you are willing to do. So I just want to, as a pastor here in the city, say thank you, because you are special to us, and we do pray for you.
Thank you.
Let us pray. Our Heavenly Father, we love you, and I just thank you for the commissioners that direct our city and give direction. I thank you for Charlie and his direction as the city manager, and pray for wisdom for them as they look at our city and what's best for our city and for our children and our families, our schools. And Father, I pray that our churches here in this city would be a light to the community and be an asset. And I just pray, Father, for the decisions made tonight. And I'm so thankful for the good that's come to our city and all the hard work that's gone into it. So, Lord, bless our city with blessings, and may we prosper in all we say and do. And it's in your Son's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Please be seated.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for attending. Today is a very special meeting because we would like to announce that the City of Brownsville has been designated a 2014 All-America City. And since this commission approved Brownsville, the City of Brownsville going after this award, we wanted the entire commission to hear from everyone, to know who represented us so well, who went up there, who practiced for several months, and have some recognition. So I'd like to say a few words before. The National Civic League announced the 10 All-America Cities on Sunday, June 15th, 2014. The award is given to communities for outstanding civic accomplishments. This year had a focus on healthy communities, efforts to address challenges such as obesity, chronic illness, physical inactivity, and the need for safe routes to school and walkable communities. For 2 days, groups of civic leaders and community activists met at a conference in Denver to present their stories of positive change to a jury of civic experts and to network and exchange ideas and insights. Brownsville's presentation highlighted the collaborative efforts of several organizations such as the City of Brownsville, the University of Texas School of Public Health, Brownsville Regional Campus, Brownsville ISD, Cameron County, Healthy Communities, United Way, United Brownsville, Brownsville Public Utilities Board, Brownsville Wellness Coalition, among others. Our presentation was enhanced by the Porter High School Estudiantina and 2 members of the Veterans Memorial High School chess team. In the presentation, the group emphasized our work in developing the Community Advisory Board. The CAB is comprised of representatives from city and county government, business, education, healthcare, social service, and nonprofit organizations, and been instrumental in assisting underserved neighborhoods. Also highlighted in the presentation was BISD's coordinated approach to children's health. That is a coordinated approach to improving the general well-being of students as it relates to physical activity, diet, and tobacco prevention. The program is an effort to reduce the number of students who are considered obese. The Imagine Brownsville Comprehensive Plan also was part of the presentation, as was the Brownsville Public Utilities Board Resaca Restoration Program, Brownsville's plastic bag ban, smoking ordinance, bike barn program, the challenge, ciclovia, hike and bike trails, UTB's Tu Salud Si Cuenta, a community-wide campaign to address chronic disease prevention that includes mass media and free exercise and nutrition classes, and the help of bilingual community health workers are essential to help uninsured and chronically ill residents live healthier lifestyles. Perhaps more important than all these individual programs is that the group was able to demonstrate how to work collaboratively and form partnerships to improve the community. I think that sometimes when we work in a certain area or field, we forget that all of these issues that our community faces affect the community as a whole. They do not only affect a certain demographic or population, they affect all of us. I would just like to say that I was very honored to have been a part of this entire group. Practices started since October of last year. Once a week, every week, a group met and they were diligent. And to have so many people from so many different groups with such busy schedules be so committed to this cause and find a way to make these meetings happen and to push ourselves so much to the extent that we better ourselves every single day. I was very impressed with the group, with the students. They're amazing. They almost made us look bad at how disciplined they were. I was very impressed with that. And I really and truly feel that the words, the script that I was given, that Roxana Rosas, one of our grant writers, did an amazing job. The night before the actual competition, at 1 a.m. we were in the lobby and she was rewriting another line. She was tireless in this effort, and that really made all the difference. And the words that she picked for every single person to say really conveyed everyone's message, and thank you for that. Is she here? And this young lady memorized every single person's lines. So when Charlie would fumble with his lines, she would get upset and she would be mouthing the lines. So it's okay, Charlie. And we were a family up there. And I'm very grateful that I was a part of that. It made me very proud to serve the residents of this community and to be part of that experience. And so we would like to share the video of the actual moment. Oh, and I have to mention that some of the board members of the Brownsville Public Utilities Board, actually John Bruziak, Fernando Sáenz, and two board members, Nerith Golonsky and Edna Oseguera, they were actually up there for a conference, a PPA conference. And they took the time out of their day to come to our performance. They reserved front row seats. They cheered us on. And that really, truly is a testament of the collaboration that we have and the support that we have within this community. So I'd like to thank them for being there, because it was special. It was a piece of home that was there with us that we really didn't expect. So let's watch the video.
This community took an inclusive approach to health. This community involved business, nonprofits, and everyday people to dream big about their future. This community took action to address issues facing their youth. May I introduce the All-America City of Brownsville, Texas.
Good evening. Congratulations to everyone that was a part of this wonderful effort. We are truly humbled and honored. For many of us, this was the first ever experience, and the one thing that we all tried to do was just pour our hearts and souls into every single thing that we did. And you can feel that in the music from the high school students, the choreography with the snaking lines and the mosaics and every single thing that we did. And we're truly just overwhelmed with this entire experience. Our community is a population of about 180,000, but anyone that ever visits Brownsville, Texas says that it really is a small town. And you feel that in every single thing that we do. So we would like to invite you, obviously, to come visit us. We have plenty of hotels. And I'm sure every single person here would even offer you a place to stay for free. And we really, truly mean that. We look forward to seeing every single one of you and just continuing to collaborate, because that is what we do on a day-to-day basis, and we feel that we've truly perfected that. And we would like to share everything that we have learned and vice versa, because we feel that we have everything to learn from every single person in our community, whether they're children in elementary school or whether they're a senior citizen or anyone, even visitors, especially visitors. So thank you very, very much, and congratulations to everyone. And on behalf of the Honorable Mayor and City Commission and our entire delegation, the entire city of Brownsville, thank you.
We'll be showing the performance at a later date. We would like to actually have a celebration for the entire community in about a month or so, and we will keep you posted on that. But I would like to recognize each individual that was a part of this, and I would like for you to come up here when your name is called, please. First, we have Arturo Rodriguez, Public Health Director from the Health Department. Roxana Rosas, grant writer. Kendra Stein, wellness manager. Gilbert Lopez, transforming Texas specialist. Cynthia Hernandez, videographer. James McCoy, Assistant Director, Public Information Services Department. Pete Gonzalez, Deputy City Manager. Now, Pete made us walk 9 miles because he didn't want us to spend money on a cab. So, yes, he put Charlie, myself, and Roberto through his own Healthy Community Challenge, and we all passed. Charlie Kabler, City Manager. Orlando Rodriguez, Chief of Police. Liliana de la Garza, Police Officer. Roberto Luna, Director of Purchasing. Beulah Mendez, Legal Secretary, Public Health Department. Shannon Guerrero, Recreation and Events Coordinator, Parks and Rec Department. Eva Garcia, Planner, Planning Department. The Honorable Sofia Benavides, Cameron County Commissioner. Esmeralda Guajardo, Assistant Health Director. Mike Gonzalez, Executive Director of United Brownsville. Lynette Benavides, Early Education Director, United Way of Southern Cameron County. And this is an important one. Janeth Rico, All-In Program Student Ambassador and winner of the ACC Youth Award. Alicia Warner, Communications and Public Relations Manager, Brownsville PUB. Maria Hall, President of the Brownsville Chamber of Commerce. Rose Timmer, Executive Director, Healthy Communities of Brownsville. Rose regrets that she couldn't be here tonight. She's recovering from a procedure. So, Melissa Delgado, Executive Director, Brownsville Wellness Coalition. Luciana Mendoza Morales, Program Manager, Community Development Corporation of Brownsville. Sal Garza, Boot Camp Instructor, Sal's Boot Camp. Corina Caballero, Destination Imagination Coordinator, BISD. Fred Thames, BISD Physical Education Health Specialist. Dr. Dora Sauceda, Curriculum and Instruction Administrator. Eric Hugonot, Estudiantina Director. Pamela Ramirez, our Brownsville's Biggest Loser winner, and an inspiration to all of us. And now the Estudiantina members, Briseida de Anda. Joel Gutierrez. Sergio Villafuerte. Nancy Ortiz. William Hernandez. Josué Delgado. Angélica Garza. Rogelio Garza. Erica Santillán. Steven Tapia. And our two chess team members from Veterans Memorial, Jose P. Delgado Jr. and Saul Ibarra.
There's some room in between there.
Art.
Honorable Mayor Pro Tem, City Commissioners. This journey began not when we were asked to apply for the All-America City by Mr. Kabler. This began many years ago. When we were up there, many cities came up to, not to me, but to many of the people here in front of you to ask how Brownsville had accomplished this. Many cities have made similar attempts and have not been successful. So to every one of you, the citizens of Brownsville need to understand that the work that you do does not go unnoticed, but rather it gets noticed by others. I also receive from calls valley-wide from other health departments, the acknowledgement of the work that we do. So we all have something to be very proud of, and I wanted to say sincere thank you to every one of you.
So we asked everyone to come tonight so that the entire commission could be witness to this, and all of the city of Brownsville as well. And the commissioners, the honorable mayor and the commissioners and I have a little treat for everyone here. We'll pass them out right now. And we also have 2 cakes because we felt one wasn't enough. And there's a cupcake cake and a regular cake. It is, yeah, it's sugar-free, gluten-free, all of that, yeah. None of them. So, commissioners, would you like to take a picture with the delegation?
Come around this way.
That's what I was looking at, the numbers. It's the same. I think it's even less units on Laredo Law has it.
So please feel free to help yourself to the cake in the hallway. We will continue with the meeting. Do we have any commissioners' reports?
Yes, I do. I want to, along the same lines, Many of the people that participated in this wonderful award also worked very tirelessly to produce the Ciclovia Open Streets program that began in the fall of 2012. I'm very, very pleased to let everyone know that our last Ciclovia, which was just a couple weeks ago, saw between 12 and 13,000 people in the streets downtown. That is our largest attendance yet, and I would also remind folks that we are the only community in the nation that has begun doing nighttime ciclovias to avoid the heat. Our next ciclovia is coming up August the 8th, so keep it on your calendar. It'll be a lot of fun as well. I'd like to thank our founders, the Health Department and the School of Public Health, for the concept of ciclovia. And certainly the 4 entities that man the Reclovias, Brownsville Independent School District, Healthy Communities, and Redfish Recycling this time, University of Texas Health and Human Performance, and the Brownsville Community Improvement Corporation. I'm sorry, August 22nd, not August the 8th, is our next Ciclovia. So keep it on your calendar. That will be the 3rd of this year, and then we'll have the final one will be in December. Come out, enjoy the family fun. It's a lot of fun, and try the downtown streets with no cars. It really is an experience. Thank you.
Does anyone else have a report? No? Okay.
Consent agenda items A through D.
Second.
Item 4, public hearing and action on resolution number 2014-004, authorizing the filing of an
Excuse me.
application. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Because it's very loud in here.
I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve? Second.
Carried.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes.
Okay. Public hearings, item number 4. Public hearing and action on resolution number 2014-044, authorizing the filing of an application for the Federal Transit Administration and operating administration of the United States Department of Transportation for federal transportation assistance authorized by 49 U.S.C. Chapter 53, Title 23 of the United States Code and other federal statutes administered by the Federal Transit Administration.
Good evening, Commissioners and Mayor Pro Tem. This is a public hearing to help file the application for the fiscal year 145307 funds. We will be applying for $2,454,109 with a local match of $1,522,471 for a total project cost of $3,976,580. This funding is divided among our capital projects, planning projects, and operating assistance. This is an annual application that we apply for every year.
I'll entertain a motion.
Public hearing.
Oh, sorry. It's the first time doing this.
Move to close.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Move to approve?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 5, public hearing and action on first reading of ordinance number 235-2014-007-S to allow apartments G classification in a dwelling Z classification for Lot 4, Tract 1, for 5.79 acres of lots 4 and 7 of Tract 3 for 9.5 acres of Las Lagunas located near Paredes Line Road and Alton Glover Boulevard.
Mayor Pro Tem, City Commission. This is the case that was tabled, I believe, about a couple of months back on Hugh Emerson or Alton Glover and Paredes Line Road. It's a phased project of over 240 units of apartments. There were 2 concerns by the commission at the time. One of the concerns was there was a lady that lives in this home here who has a life estate on that property, and she wishes that that life estate be respected. We went back to the owners. They're working out. We know that they're in agreement to respect that life estate. But that they're working out the details as far as having something signed between them and both parties. The other concern was the traffic along Tony's Road and the condition of Tony's Road. Tony's Road has been resurfaced recently, and we also asked the applicants to conduct a traffic impact analysis, which is what you have in front of you. And I'd like you to turn to page 5 with regards to the conclusions and recommendations. So they got a traffic engineer that the city also uses. And with this development, there would be about 2,086 trips per day. The existing condition of the road is service A, so it's in good condition. Post-project, he determines that in 2018 it'll still be in the same condition it is right now. And the recommendations is that once Tony's Road hits 3,000 vehicles per day, that we might want to program the widening of that road once there is more development at that road. And the last paragraph there is overall impacts and conclusions. This development will not result in a significant impact to the road, and that the project should be approved as proposed. So the Planning and Zoning Commission voted unanimously to approve this. We feel strongly that this report, this traffic impact analysis, that we're okay with the street at the current cross-section, and we ask for your approval tonight for this development.
And you spoke with the community members about this, and have they seen this report?
As far as the homeowners,
Yes.
no, they have not seen this report,
Okay. So
but it is here, it is public, and it is a public hearing.
public hearing, right?
But they are notified of this meeting, right?
Yes.
I believe she's here.
Good evening.
Good evening.
The home they're talking about is my mom's. This is the second time my mother, Isabel D. Ramirez, receives a letter concerning the property on Tony's Road, which is the same one they're talking about. The first letter indicated 2 meetings which were held in March of this year. I spoke for my mother at both meetings, indicating that progress needs to go on as long as her 1 acre is not touched at all. During the second meeting, contractors were told to make the necessary arrangements to satisfy my mother's request. That meant she actually has to move off the property so that they can have access to all 15 acres. They then would be able to get the necessary permits to build apartments and widen the road to meet their guidelines. My mother, Isabel D. Ramirez, my brother, Juan D. Ramirez, and myself, Guadalupe R. Trevino, did meet with the owner, Mr. Favela, and contractor, Roberto Garcia, on May 3rd. But they did not agree with my mom's request. She is still willing to come to a settlement on her terms. If they still disagree with her terms, my brother and I feel they need to build somewhere else. They need to stop tormenting her with all of these actions. This will cause damage to her health since she is already 90 years old. She has lived at this location since July the 4th, 1948. It will be 66 years next month. She was only 24 years old when we moved to the place. We feel that with all of this stress added to her, she will have complications with her health. And then, of course, they can have all the property without a single worry. We feel you must take immediate action to stop this unnecessary stress that has been developing when she first got word of the plan of action the contractor's owners have. We feel that if we do not get a written response within 10 days, business days, We must look for legal representation because our mother's health comes first. Now, I was asked to step outside, and the contractor gave me a letter. He's asking me to have my mother sign so that they can build around the property. In other words, 1 acre, and they're gonna build around. Now, the other gentleman here was saying that they need to widen the road. In front of my mom's house, there's a wall. So there is no way they can widen the road in front of my mother's house. I mean, that will take the front yard and the front door literally. Now, if they start, I don't think she's gonna sign the paper. I need to consult with my brother. But once they start working, the dust and everything, as you can see my mom, she's right here if you would like to. Stand up, Mom.
That's okay, we know where she's at.
What do you think will happen to all of that dust? She's gonna be there breathing it day in, day out. Okay, Ma, thanks. Okay. And at the last meeting that we had, there was a gentleman sitting in that middle chair. And he told the contractor or the people there, they had to move my mom out. And here we are back again, is trying to get the permit. So how many times is he gonna be having her come over here? I mean, what do we do? Will he get the permit if we happen not to show up at one of these meetings?
Well, it's on the agenda for today.
Sir?
It's on the agenda for today for
Yeah,
decision.
no, I mean, yeah, I understand that, but it's been on the agenda, this is the third time.
I was the one that told the gentleman.
Huh?
I was the one that was on your side and told the gentleman.
Yeah, I know, yeah,
So,
okay, I know somebody that,
But it's on discussion for today.
like.
In other words, so today the action will be taken at today's meeting, whether he does or he doesn't get to go.
Okay, and I agree, and like I say, if you agree or if you don't disagree, is it gonna repeat? I mean,
Depending on
how
the
many
decision.
times does she have to come?
It depends on the decision that's taken
On this-
today. That's what we're listening to, what you have to say.
Uh-huh. Because at that time, I had understood, he had to take care of my mom. We're still there and they don't agree. So again, like I say, I'm worried about my mom at 90. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Ma'am,
Thank you.
I have a question, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yes,
you
sir.
said the contractor and your party didn't agree on terms. What were your terms?
My mother's terms, not mine.
Well,
What terms are
She was asking for money,
Okay,
that way she can move out and,
so just to relocate.
yes, to relocate and, build a house for content or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
after being there 66 years, son, that's a lifetime.
So they're asking your mother to move out completely.
Well, they were. So right now, I was given a paper where they want her to sign. And then, once they get her to sign, I'm assuming you gentlemen will give them the permission to start building around the house.
Isn't that
Now, like I say, once they start to build, I don't think they can build the road in front of her house. So I don't think Ricardo Canales, is gonna knock down his wall for them to widen the road. And for 240 apartments, you need a wide road.
Ramiro, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you.
thank you.
Appreciate it.
Ramiro, last time we were here on this same topic, I remember asking you with regards to how much it would cost to widen the road, because it appears to me that we are eventually going to have to do that based on the analysis that was conducted. It doesn't say that we have to do it right now, and I'm wondering, is this a phased project that's gonna happen, like a certain number of units go up year
Yeah.
1 through 5, or all units go up at the same time?
No, my understanding is that it will be a phased project. And that's part of the reason why they can start at the other end of the property and not affect the life estate. And I do have a copy of that letter that she was given, and it just basically says that the owners will respect the life estate over that 1 acre. I think they only have a life estate on that 1 acre.
Well, that's separate and apart from our concern. 'Cause my
Exactly.
concern is how much is it gonna cost the city to pay for the expansion of the road?
We do not have that. I mean, this is the study says beyond 2018, the trips on that road will be only 2,000. So it says if it ever reaches above 3,000, then that's when perhaps you will consider expanding the road. So there's plenty of room as it currently is to withstand 1,000 more trips per day. So this road, I don't think will get to 3,000 or 4,000 trips per day, just given the area. But
But if and when we do expand the road, because it might be a possibility, do we have an amount? Do we have an idea of how much it would be?
I do not know.
We
How
do not.
long, how long of a distance is the road?
I mean, I'd have to calculate it, but I don't. I mean,
It's about $1 million a mile.
Right.
so
So the length is, do we know?
it's probably about half a mile, I would say.
or questions, I'm not sure.
Hi, good evening. My name is Carlos Garcia, and I'm part of the developers of this apartment project. After last meeting, we took your recommendation, and we went to conduct a traffic report with Aldana Engineering, which is, I believe, an engineering company that the city knows very well. And what he said is something Ramiro just mentioned right now. The actual street that it currently exists could accommodate 4,000 vehicles. The street right now only has 100 vehicles per day, so it's a street that's barely being used. And once the project is done, like the study says, there'll be an average weekday of 2,000 vehicles per day. So, I'm sorry. So once again, the street could accommodate 4,000 vehicles, and this project, with the existing houses that are there already, will be only taking 2,000 vehicles. So we have not said that we want to widen the street. We actually prefer not widening the street, following what Mr. Aldana and what the city and traffic and city engineer says. The city traffic is Robert Esparza, and we also spoke with Carlos Lastra, and they reviewed this project. They reviewed the specifications of the street right now, and they say that there's nothing that's needed right now, the way it is existing.
Well,
Neither will with the project completed, being that the street could accommodate 4,000 vehicles.
Ramiro, by any chance, do you have a comparable street in Brownsville? Because I know several of us aren't familiar with that street, like the width and maybe the traffic.
I haven't
volume.
traveled that street, yeah.
I mean,
it's probably like Laredo Road.
No,
For this road,
yeah.
this road is 3,000 feet long. We could do curb and gutter. We're looking at about 500,000 in today's prices. We won't know exactly what it will be in 2018 due to price changes.
But with that many people, my concern is with that many people living in that area, we don't have sidewalks. We don't have anywhere where people can walk on
No,
the
that's what I'm
street.
saying.
There's nowhere to turn
Sidewalks
to.
included, curb and gutter, we're looking at 500, 600,000 in today's prices at the length of that street.
And that wouldn't be,
well, when they build these apartments, they will have to comply with all the ordinances that are currently on the books right now. So they'll
they're
have to
gonna be
build.
building the sidewalks.
They'll have to build the sidewalks for sure at the.
The area
in,
they're in.
yeah,
I'm sorry?
I agree with what Estela's saying, because usually with apartments come families and children and school buses.
They will
So,
have to
yeah.
build, they will have to build sidewalks. Well, if it's a phased project, it'll obviously be in phases, but they'll have to build sidewalks along their property line. I mean, so, you know, that's just the way the ordinance reads and the way, what we require. So that we require of everybody now.
And so if the street is widened, how do you do that?
Well, the streets will be within the right of way, so.
The project is in phases. Like you said, it's going to be built in phases, but it gets approved as one.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
In other words, in other words, why didn't you
does it
bring it
come
to us
back?
for approval in phases? So that we could remedy the situation for the lady. Mr. Garcia was told at the last meeting to come to an agreement. As of yet, it is my understanding that they have not. Okay, that was one of the things that we requested. Now, like you're saying, they're gonna build in phases. But they're asking for approval for the whole project right now. And this commission still has
The same concern.
something that it petitioned that still has not been resolved. So on that matter, if everybody's okay, I'd make a motion to table.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
They get to close the public
Actually, we
hearing.
didn't close the
Oh, I'm
public
sorry,
hearing.
sorry about that. Close the public hearing?
I think somebody has something to say.
Yeah.
I don't think, maybe we're not making ourselves clear. The letter and the agreement with the owners, we have already spoken with them, and we agree and respecting their 1 acre. We're not gonna do anything to the land, we're respecting the what do you call it, the state, the laws?
Life estate.
The life estates, we're respecting that, and the lady here behind me, she will be living there, and we will be respecting that, so that's not a problem. Like every type of investment, you start in steps. You don't do the 250 at one time. You can't do that, because first of all, that's a lot of money, and second of all, it's not feasible to begin that way. So we're asking for the approval of the whole project, not to be done in phases, but because that's the way you begin it. It's not that we want to develop just one section and not the other section. Is that to begin something like that? That's the way you do it.
Ramiro, there was another thing, I'm sorry, thank you for your comment. Ramiro, there was another thing that you mentioned, that the street is part of the right-of-way. We don't have that right-of-way because of her life estate, correct?
Well, the owners have agreed to give some additional right of way.
I don't believe
So-
that was what was told to us by the representative of the owner.
What do you?
I don't think she's giving up anything.
She's shaking her
Are
head
we
saying
gonna get a
no.
copy of that letter that they handed to?
It's not signed, so that's
It's
why.
not signed.
It's
It
not
hasn't
signed
been
yet, so that's why I
accomplished.
had not brought it to you.
Well,
I have a lot of concerns. I mean, she's 90 years old. I would never.
We do too, and we don't want her to move. We want her to stay there. We've spoken with her, and we're very considerate. We're considering her situation, and we don't want her to move. And that's something we already spoke with her. It was a verbal agreement, and now we had the letter for her to sign. And it's something we already agreed verbally. Correction, we haven't agreed verbally on that.
well, that's an issue that has to be
Let's
resolved
just
between them,
table.
but
We'll revisit this.
I would suggest also that we get the information to legal so that they can review it. My concern is primarily with regards to whether we have the right of way with or without the life estate, and what is the cost that we're looking at possibly in the future with regards to the widening of the street and all that.
My concern is the Mrs. Ramirez, so I don't think you should bring it back until that is resolved.
That's my concern
Close
as
public
well.
hearing?
Second?
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Come to table?
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Thank you.
Item 6, public hearing and action on first reading of ordinance number 235-2014-020-S to allow apartments G classification and a general retail G classification for 18.24 acres out of Block 5 of RB Renfro subdivision located near Laredo Road and FM 802.
Mayor Pro Tem, City Commission, this item was also tabled, I believe, 2 meetings ago. And this is a site on Laredo Road and FM 802. The applicants, without our assistance, met with the neighborhood, and they had about 3 or 4 meetings. There were some significant changes to the plan. Right there. Okay. So after working with the neighborhood 3 or 4 times, what the significant changes in the plan before you is they are respecting this this landscape buffer in order to protect the view corridor from the Costa del Sol subdivision. And I'm informed that the neighbors at Costa del Sol really appreciated that. They also made some improvements here at the entrance. It is a gated entrance, and it does, I believe, stack about 3 cars, and it will stack a bus as well, so a school bus could probably pull in there and pull out at some point. One of the major issues that you brought up was a concern about traffic on Laredo Road, and just one entry point and one exit point to this development. So after working with the neighborhood, the applicant did design another exit point. So there's only one entry point, but there's 2 exit points. There's one on 802, and there's one on Laredo Road. It is my understanding that the neighborhood now supports, for the most part. And there are some neighbors here to speak in support, I believe. So it is a public hearing. P&Z did unanimously vote for approval, and we ask for your approval tonight after this.
Do we have any public comment?
Mayor Pro Tem, I just wanted to clarify for the neighborhood in letting them know that when a project as this comes in, this comes in under specific use. Specific use has to be respected by the project, not so much by the owner, but by the project. If the owner were to happen to sell this investment to somebody else, whoever purchase it with the agreement of what's in the specific use. And if they were to want to make a change to the specific use, they have to come before Planning and Zoning again and before the City Commission. So just to reassure the neighborhood that should this development ever be sold, whoever buys it purchases it with the agreement that is in the specific use.
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem and Commissioners. Thanks for listening to us and allowing us to work with the developer on our own. They were gracious to work with us on a few occasions in our subdivision and at Luby's and different locations. We did have several requests of them, one being a much larger buffer zone, leaving the existing brush that's there. There's very large mesquite trees, retamas, willow trees that are growing along the Resaca, between the apartments and the Resaca on their side. And we are encouraging them to also add in a few Montezuma ball cypress trees, which would grow wider and taller and would add more buffer in the future, right along the Resaca. And they've conceded to all of these requests of ours. Also, another request we had was the traffic on Laredo Road, and I do understand they're going to have a passing lane around their turn-in lane that would be added to Laredo Road. Of course, this would be a specific use, as Commissioner Longoria had mentioned. So that would be our security that we know that this developer or a future developer would stay with these rules. And of course, the other exit was another concern, so that alleviates quite a bit of traffic off of Laredo Road. And I do understand that these will be high-end apartments, probably rents of $1,200 and up, So that would, that kind of alleviates some of our concerns as well. But I've been on city beautification committees way, way back when the beautification committee first started, way before you guys were even thinking about being on a city commission. And our big thing was to save the trees in Brownsville, and our subdivision also wants to encourage that. We worked with the developer, and like I said, they've met with us on a few occasions, and we kind of ironed things out. The setback, instead of the apartments being built just feet off the Resaca with a retaining wall, are now going to be 40 feet setback, leaving the existing brush there. So that was probably our biggest concern. But the specific use is very important in this in this issue.
Thank you. Thank you.
My name is Emilio Escobar. I don't know if I mentioned, and I'm on the board of the Costa del Sol HOA.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I really like that they were able to come to an agreement. That's really cool.
Hello, my name is Sandra de la Garza. Good evening to all. We're part also of the Costa del Sol residents. As far as I know, there was only 2 meetings to which we really didn't want to attend. I'm speaking on behalf of 12 of the neighbors, and I've got their names and phone numbers. It's summer. They're out of town right now, and one of them just left because she had to take her baby to the hospital. But basically, our main concern is when we bought our property there, we bought it, the zone, you see the taxes that we pay there. We're just concerned, number one, the value of our property, if it's going to decrease because of apartment complexes being built. Across the street in Laredo, we have Alhambra, and there are 12, bigger condominiums, kind of to where, it matches the neighborhood where we live and behind us. That's our main concern, the property value of, our properties. 2 is the immense traffic that we believe would be it would affect us directly because 105 apartments, how many cars are going to be going in and out, how many school buses. As it is, where the railroad is, most everybody travels that way. It's the congestion there, the traffic is horrible when the train is passing by. How many cars is that going to bring into the community, right? When we bought, we thought it is as commercial. So we think also that would affect. And besides, I believe that all the community should be involved in a meeting, not only certain of us. I did get the emails of those 2 meetings, but that's it. Of the 12 that I have the names of, only 2 got the email. So not everybody was informed of the meeting, that, whatever agreement is said verbally outside in the heat, I don't think it's the same thing than when it's presented here before you all. And if everybody could be notified of these public hearings, or we could know ahead of time, that way everybody could voice their concerns, because I'm sure that there's a bunch of people that are oblivious to this project. So that's our concern, and I don't know if anybody else wants.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there any more public comment?
Move to close.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Move to approve?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Item 7 is public comment. First person is consideration and action to approve the narrowing of Sixth Street from 3 lanes of traffic to 2 lanes, adding a protected bike lane, and expanding the sidewalk adjacent to the Gladys Porter Zoo.
Move to table?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. I'd like to say something really quickly. Ramiro, it seems to be a recurring theme that we are not doing an adequate job in reaching out to the general public, and we need to work on that, because for transparency efforts, we are trying to do the right thing, but we're not communicating efficiently, and our job up here is to serve the people, so it makes it very difficult. That's why we keep getting these items tabled, because we cannot, in good faith, make these decisions. So if whomever needs to get together and do a better job at doing that. I feel everyone here would agree.
Yes, ma'am, we'll work on this.
Item 9, consideration and action to authorize the City of Brownsville Police Department to apply for the 2014 COPS Hiring Program Grant being funded by the U.S. Department of Justice, Office of Community-Oriented Policing Services, to address its community policing capacity and problem-solving efforts.
Mayor Pro Tem, Commissioners, we are in the process of looking at a grant, federal funded grant to pay for officers' salaries down the road if we have the opportunity to create. So we're just asking for permission to apply for this grant. It's just early stages, nothing definitive at this point.
Second.
All those in favor?
Yeah.
Whoa, okay. Thank you, Chief.
Long
Thank you.
meeting, Chief. Sorry.
It was
All those
her.
opposed?
I'm sorry. I didn't look up.
Wasn't me.
Motion passes.
Item 10, consideration and action to authorize amendment number 1 in Phase 2 for the Southmost Hike and Bike Trail.
Mayor Pro Tem, City Commission, this is a request to award a contract to SSP Design for $55,000. They are under a rotationary contract for landscape services, so this is just, we didn't have to go out to RFQ. This is just a request. It's over the $35,000 threshold, so we have to come before you. The first phase of the Southmost Hike and Bike Trail is going to go out for bid this Saturday. So we want to start designing the second phase. This is money that was appropriated by CDBG to design the entire thing, and the thought here is to get to a shovel-ready status on these projects. We have applied for MPO funding for this project, amongst other projects, hike and bike projects. We're applying for other grants on this project and others. So, but it really does help when you have full sets of drawings and you're ready to go. So that's where we want to get. We ask for your approval tonight.
So move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes.
To adjourn?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Nay? No, I'm just kidding.